Hi, Samantha. Hello. Hi, Samantha. Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Samantha Uncut, where I discuss celebrity news, hot topics, reality TV, and so much more. All commentary is alleged and in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Hey, everyone. I hope you all are having an amazing morning, evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. This is Samantha Uncut, and I'm back with a Atlanta housewife recap or review or reaction, however you want to look at it. I can already tell that this season is gonna stress me because the foolishness of episode 2. But before we get into that, y'all know the drill. Don't make me beg, please. Please like the video, share, subscribe, and y'all know where all the information is going to be in the description bar if you need more information, so always check there. So let's get into this review of Sweet 16 episode 2, which is hot dogs and hot mics. And so we're back at Shamia's birthday, and they are asking where Shamia asked about whether Drew is dating Dennis. And in this moment, I believe what Drew is saying, that she literally just have a professional relationship with Dennis, and he is just helping her, with her music. There's nothing intimate going on with them. But at the same time, Drew, girl, you calling Dennis your angel on earth. I agree with Angela. That don't sound right, because it's making you look crazy, Drew. It's making you look crazy. Like, I understand that Drew is going through a really rough divorce with Ralph, but don't you got no other girlfriends, no other homeboys that you can turn to that can help you out in this situation? I mean, it's Dennis. We're talking about Dennis. Come on. And obviously Porsha feels some kind of way. She calls Drew low down, dirty human being for going behind her back to try to film with Dennis. And Porsha, you're just doing too much. She's being very performative in this scene because, Porsha, you were in Fallon's house and you filmed with her husband. You took her husband. It's like the double standard. I'm not understanding Porsha at all. I don't understand where she's coming from in this, where she's getting mad at Drew. And to my knowledge, didn't Porsha already said that she knew that they were working together? So what's the problem? And you've had a show before where Dennis was on the show and you were on there with your husband, so he had to see that. He had to work with that. So what's the problem with Dennis trying to film with Drew? If that's the case, if he's trying to film with Drew and he's trying to make money, I'm just very much confused on what Porsha is saying, and her explanation of she's going through the divorce and Drew trying to film with her baby dad is going to complicate her divorce. How Sway? Someone please explain to me, because I'm missing something that Porsha is trying to explain. I'm really not understanding where Porsha is coming from. I really feel like she is doing too much. And if you are really friends with Drew, why are you having this conversation in this group setting with her and calling her out of her name in this group setting? Why not have that conversation privately if you feel some kind of way about what she did or didn't do? Girl! Thank God Shamia broke up that conversation, even though Shamia was the one that asked the question. And I get why Shamia asked the question, because everybody was talking about it. So she asked the question to just have a group conversation and to get the scene going. But I'm glad she broke it up, and then they all just, you know what, back to Shamia. It's her birthday. They all went to the pool and jumped in the pool. Now, Shamia, I don't know what kind of pool party you expect these black people to be at and jumping in the pool, but that wouldn't be me, ma'am. No way, no sir. I'm not jumping in the pool, getting my hair wet, none of that. But they jumped in the pool, they had a good time, and her birthday celebration seemed to be a success. So we are happy for that. That was the conclusion of that scene. Now, child, what are we gonna do about Angela and Charles? What are we doing? If I hear Angela say my husband Charles one more time, I'm going to lose it. Like, girl, we get it. You are married to the Charles Oakley. We don't gotta hear it every single scene, every single second. Like, please spare me. Spare me. I will say though, Angela looks beautiful and youthful, but Charles don't give one or two shits about what Angela got going on with those girls. He doesn't even seem interested in their scenes when they are together. So it's like Angela is there trying to explain to, I think it's her daughter, she was trying to explain what happened at Shamia's birthday party. And here comes Charles steering pot pans, forks, not whatever he can find in the kitchen, like just disrupting, being noisy, and not having one care about the scene or what the conversation that is happening. And it's like, what are we doing with them? What are we going to do with them? For me, I know it's episode 2, but they don't have chemistry on screen for me. And that's going to be a problem if this is how the season is going to go. I need to see more chemistry from them. I need to see more cohesiveness. And I'm just not seeing that from their introduction to this episode. I'm really not feeling them together. I really could do without Charles and Angela's scene. That's just me personally. Like I could really do without them. Even Charles was saying, cause when Angela was explaining about the whole Drew working with Dennis situation and saying that if one of the girls was to ever do that with Charles, she would be upset. And Charles is like, I would never work with those lames. It's like, sir, what? You can't. I'm sorry. No. And speaking of lame, we have a scene with Kenya and Porsha. And mind you, Kenya is so needed for this show to work because Kenya just know how to make she know how to draw you in, and she knows how to make a scene move. So her and Porsha, they met up to have breakfast, to have brunch, I should say. And in this scene, Porsha actually admits in this scene that she did know that Drew and Dennis was doing music, but she's saying that the thing that pissed her off was Drew trying to film with Dennis. And again, to my knowledge, based on what was on social media around the time that Dennis and Drew started working together, Porsha had knowledge that they were working together, and obviously he was going to be filming on the show because they were filming around the same time. So I'm just not understanding the performative actions or performative scenes from Porsha, because you are a seasoned housewife, so you should know what's going on. So I'm not getting. I can't. I'm not understanding where she's coming from. Then she is talking to Kenya about the whole Simon situation and getting divorced. Why does Simon have Porsha sitting in stolen vehicles, y'all? How is Porsha Simon's fifth wife and she's acting like she don't know who Simon is? And she don't know what Simon has going on. Porsha, I'm sorry. You are not fooling anyone, especially me. You knew who Simon was. Don't be surprised. Don't act shocked. Don't be shocked. You knew what this man was doing. You knew how you got him. And you thought that you were going to have this lavish lifestyle, and when it did not work out, then you want to play victim like you didn't know what he was about. Come on now, please, no. And again, I really wish we could have had the confessionals from Kenya, because I really want to hear Kenya's shade, because when she was listening to Porsha, it was just like, girl, what? She was looking at her like, girl, what? You were his fifth wife because Porsha revealed that he had another marriage that was fraudulent. So his other marriage that was fraudulent, you knew about that one, but you didn't know that he's a fraudulent man. Y'all, if you want to believe that Porsha didn't know about Simon and his fraudulent ways and that he wasn't a straight and narrow guy, if you guys want to believe these lies that Porsha is trying to tell us on this TV screen, that's on you. But she's not gonna tell me no lie, and she's not gonna make me believe that she's a victim. I'm sorry. It's just not possible for me. And I don't think that Porsha thought that this season would turn out the way it's turning out, but she is coming off as being manipulative, and it's not working out in her favor. Like, this is supposed to be her comeback season, and for me, it's not. This is not a comeback season for Porsha based on these 2 episodes that we're seeing. We'll see how the rest of the season go, but we not believing you, Porsha, babe. We not believing you. And the next person that we're not believing is Brit. Like, girl, I don't believe nothing that Brit got going on with Mike. Mike is her husband. And only God can come down on this earth to tell me that Mike is interested in Brit. Only God. Mike does not like Brit. I feel like, in my opinion, Mike is a rent-a-husband, and he was brought on the show for filming purposes, and Brit is here trying to have a conversation with him about having a baby. That man is not interested in having no baby with no Brit. The man said they are allegedly having a baby. What? Y'all, take this foolishness off my screen. Mike said it so casually that they are allegedly getting pregnant, and when he is talking, he's not even giving her eye contact. He is not looking at her. You can see the disgust on his face. Like, he does not like this girl. And then her mom casually walks in and say to Brit that, oh, let's go to the spa or work out, whatever the mom says. But it's like, first of all, she's talking about her mom moving in with her and her husband. Girl, that is a bad omen, to move your mother in with your husband, especially when your husband don't already like you and you guys are having problems about having a baby that he's not interested in having because he does not like you, ma'am. I'm telling you right now, Mike reminds me of TJ from Potomac. Mike doesn't want Brit. They are not married. They are a rent a couple living together for this show, and that is my opinion. And Brit just wants to have an issue with Kenya because she's still upset about the whole Kenya asking her about her ring situation. But Brit is wearing her ring without her wedding band, so technically you're wearing an engagement ring, which means that you are not married yet. And she even said that she wants to have her wedding because, they got married over COVID and it was over a Zoom. Whether it was over a Zoom or it was in the chapel or whatnot, you would still wear your wedding band if you are legally married. I mean, I don't know a lot of married people who don't wear their wedding band and they just wear their engagement. I personally don't know a lot of married people who do that. So Kenya clocked Brit's tea the moment she met Brit, and Brit didn't like that. So I feel like from that moment, she had it out for Kenya. And it's like, you can't come in as a newbie trying to one up a vet. Like, it doesn't work. And Kenya is really good at this housewife shit. So please take a seat. and don't try to come from my girl. And then we had this really beautiful scene with Shamia and her surrogate, Shadina. And they were talking about Shadina having breast cancer when she was pregnant with Shamia's daughter. Well, she was carrying Shamia's daughter. And it was a really beautiful moment to see them bring real stories to the screen, even though it's a reality show. I love to see the vulnerable stories, and it brings a human element to the show. One that is like relatable, and it's a real story of women struggling with real issues such as infertility, and it just humanized the show a little bit more outside of the foolishness that is happening. And it was really beautiful to see that moment between them and how they talk about, the struggles that Shadina had to go through while she was dealing with the big C, and Shamia raising her daughter, and also at the same time looking for another surrogate to be able to expand her family, because Shamia revealed that she had ectopic pregnancy, and that was a very scary moment for her. So all the best to Shamia. I hope that she does find the perfect surrogate. And Shadina was actually Candy's surrogate as well when she had Blaze. So Shadina also owns a surrogacy agency, so she's helping Shamia with finding the next person for her next baby, to carry her next baby. So all the best to Shamia and Shadina in that aspect. And then we have a scene with Angela, Drew, and Shamia. And let me tell you, Angela with Charles on the screen, they give me nothing. When she's with the girls, she is more activated in this scene with her and Drew and Shamia. So first, Drew started talking to Angela about her situation with Ralph, and Ralph is taking Drew through it, because Ralph is taking her money. He's asking for child support and alimony. Who does this sound like? I'll give you guys a guess. His name is Martel Holt, Ralph's friend. This sounds exactly like they are learning from each other, and they're doing the exact same thing. Because how are you stealing from the mother of your child? The same woman that has to take care of your children or your child. Like, what are you doing? And then you are asking for alimony, and you're living in the house. I can't with these bum. I can't. I don't get it. I don't get it. But you can really tell that he is doing a number on Drew, because she got emotional while talking to Angela about the situation with Ralph. But then Shamia came in, and then they started working out. And then they started talking about the whole Dennis and Drew situation. And so Angela asked a question about why she would ask that question about Dennis and Drew in that setting. And obviously in this scene, Drew felt like Porsha should have talked to her privately. Like I said before, if they were friends, Porsha would have talked to her privately and not in a group setting, because it was just not appropriate to speak to her in that manner in that group setting. And I think that, again, Porsha was just being performative at Shamia's birthday. So Angela in this scene is doing too much, because in this scene she called Shamia Porsha's lapdog. I'm sorry, but I don't think that Shamia was being a lapdog by asking a question when everybody was having a conversation about whether Drew working with Dennis and whether or not they are together. I think referring to someone as a lapdog is rude and uncalled for, especially considering the circumstances, because everyone, like I said, was having the conversation talking about Drew and Dennis. So it's like if Shamia is being a friend to Porsha and asking the question for herself, just for her verification, and to say, hey, are you dating him? I don't think that she's doing Porsha's bidding by doing that and asking that question. So Angela is highly inappropriate in this moment. And that's just my opinion. She's highly inappropriate, even referring to Shamia as some kind of a lapdog, because Shamia and Drew are friends. So I can imagine that Shamia would do the same if the roles were reversed. You know what I mean? And I also don't think it's appropriate for Drew in this moment to co-sign Angela calling Shamia a lapdog. So Drew, whatever you get from Porsha moving forward, maybe you're behind deserve it, because that was wrong as well. And then we have this final scene between Porsha and Dennis, and they're at like a playground with their daughter Pilar. And here go Porsha again lying about what happened between the conversation between her and Drew at Shamia's birthday, because she's now telling Dennis that the conversation that she had with Drew is not the same conversation that Dennis is telling her, because she's saying that Drew is making it seem like they are having something more than a professional relationship, and that's exactly not what Drew said. She said she's not sleeping with the man, she's not being inappropriate with him, they're literally having a work relationship. But here go Porsha again putting 110 on 20, and it's like, girl, stop, just stop. So even Dennis had to tell her, like, girl, you had 16 marriages on TV and I had to deal with that, and I'm not doing anything with Drew. She's literally like a little sister to me. So Porsha starts with the waterworks, guys. She started crying and walked off, and she's saying to herself, like, why can't she get loyalty from anyone? Porsha, I'm going to shake you, because how dare you talk about how you can't get loyalty from someone when you weren't loyal to another woman? I don't understand how Porsha can be this delusional in this moment and not understanding that you can't expect loyalty when you don't give it. So then Porsha explained to the producers why she's really having an issue with Drew filming with Dennis. And she's saying that she doesn't want there to be an issue with Dennis, and then you have them using her platform, which is the show, to use that against her in the event that she is having an issue with Dennis. And in that sense, I get what she's saying. Like, if she's already having the issue with Simon and the struggles of filming, and then you have your baby dad. If there's an issue between you and your baby dad, now he's going to be filming with another housewife. But at the same GD time, Porsha, it's just karma. You got to deal with it. You just got to deal with the karma. You chose it, so you got to deal with it. The same way Dennis had to deal with you on your show with your husband, and the same way Fallon had to deal with you on the show with her husband. I'm sorry, boo, but it's just the way the cookie crumble. And it is what it is. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for Porsha in this moment. And nobody's going to strong arm me into feeling bad for Porsha, because I feel like what she did was absolutely wrong. And it's just the universe rewarding you for your bad behavior. So that's it for my review for episode 2. Child, they're getting on my nerves. Everybody getting on my nerves. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share, and I'll see you guys in my next video.